everyone, welcome to the Back 40 Feet, where we talk about urban, suburban, and patio gardening. And today we're going to talk about doing a daily health inspection of your plants. I do this every day, walk the back 40, and it's really important to do that so that you can fix problems as you see them. I prefer to do it in the morning so that I could fix any problems before the heat of the day, or before the sun comes out in case I need to do any spray applications of anything so I don't burn my leaves. I recognize that not every day you can get out to look at your plants. So if you're going to prioritize when you're going to be there, you really want to look at your vulnerable plants. So those would be any new seedlings that have just emerged, any transplants, or anything in pots. You also want to think about and prioritize when we've had bouts of weather, specifically rain. Rain is really good about getting insects hatched and active. It washes away any barriers that you might have sprayed on your plants or any applications. Also, microbes like fungus, etc., really can bloom in the dampness. So I always go out and inspect after the rain, which also makes a lot of weeds. Other times that you would want to look is when you have any unusual weather patterns, like an extended cold or hot spell, or any extended dry or wet spells, to see if there's any strain on your plants. So the inspection is look, listen, and feel, just like we say in healthcare. And I'm going to start with listen. So while you're inspecting your plants, you want to listen for any buzzing, like bugs, so that you can look and see what bugs are in your garden. Some are beneficial and some are harmful. You also want to listen, is it a chipmunk announcing that the blueberries are ripe? So always keep an ear open as to what is around in your garden. So now let's look at the plants. And when you're visually inspecting the plants, there's a lot of things that could tell you if your plants have an imbalance in nutrients that need to be adjusted, are under attack by any insects or microbes, and if there's any stress on the plants, perhaps from temperature extremes. So I'm going to examine my Beaver Lodge plum tomatoes that are sitting here. So first I'm going to look at the color of my plants. Are they the color that I would expect for this plant? So I'm also looking for any signs of any yellowing or any purple, paleness, and if there's any patches of discoloration. Then I want to look at the shape. Is it even? Is it healthy looking? Is the stem upright, or is there any wilting being present? Am I seeing evidence of new growth, or has it stopped? And I also want to look for any die-off. There are times that it's appropriate for different leaves to die off, but is there anything there that I'm not expecting? And then I'm going to feel. So I want to look underneath the leaves to see if I can see any bugs. They really like to hide underneath the leaves, especially along the veins or in the crooks of the plants. And when I'm doing my inspection and touching my plants, I actually don't wear gloves. I do that because if there's any fungus or bugs that are on a plant, I don't want to then pass it to the other plant. So it's very easy to just wash with soap and water and then come back out. If I use the gloves, some of that could get stuck in the fibers of the gloves and I could transmit it. Alcohol-based sanitizer doesn't really work because a lot of this is bugs and spores. So I would go in and wash my hands. So as I said, also focus on the crown of the plants and any buds, because this is really yummy for a lot of bugs, and this is where a lot can congregate. So I can see that there's been a little bit of chewing on one of these leaves. I can see that there's some aphids there, but in general the plant is looking well and tolerating the bugs that are on there. A handy tool that you can use when you're out inspecting your garden is this handheld microscope. A lot of the bugs that you're looking at, like aphids and whiteflies, are only 1 or 2 millimeters in length, especially also when you're looking for eggs. So you can use this and do an inspection. There are some that will attach to your phone so that you can have a better visual and you can zoom in. This one has a light that can make it easier to see. It also has a UV light, which you can use to examine for any evidence of insect trails on your leaves that could bring you to the insects. This is only about a $10 microscope from Amazon. I'm not brand specific. You can certainly look whatever's out there, but I always use that. So after you've done inspections, if you have found any problems, now what do you do about it? So 2 resources that I'm going to direct you to. This is my Bible that I go to. This is Rodale's Garden Problem Solver. There's been some updated versions since, but you can look at which plant you're looking at, or you can look at different damage, and it will tell you if it's a nutrient problem, a bug problem, a temperature or climate problem. I love this book. Another place that you can go is your local extension service. Some of those are by county, some are by state. And the Extension Service has a lot of resources for you, but it will also tell you what the local outbreaks are, because that's what they're watching for any agriculture in your area. And they will tell you any bugs or molds or trouble spots that are affecting the gardeners at that time. So check out your local Extension Service and see what resources you have there. We had a lot of rain and unseasonably cold weather in the last week, so I'm going to be doing a few more videos that are going to show some example of some problems on my plants and some bugs and what I'm going to do about those. If you'd like to check out my additional videos, you can also hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.